Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, which is live on YouTube on Labor Day night.
It's
I
true.
was about to say Sunday night, but it's not Sunday.
It's the last day for you to wear white pants, Rick.
Yeah, that's it. Boy, guess that half of my wardrobe is gone.
Put in mothballs for the fall.
Yeah, exactly. If there's one thing we're known for, fashion trends.
That's us. It's
As
red
we're
shirt
both
day.
yeah, it's red t-shirt day on the podcast. And we are brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So I'm Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski and Jay
Hi.
on this this Labor Day night. We got some good stuff to get to. I'm excited. Like we've gone through so many of the like non just like here's a new food that I tried topics that we kind of found a new one that was posted on the fan page, and I greatly appreciate it because I think it's going to be a fun conversation.
Oh, I'm excited about it too. Before we get to that, do us a favor, hit the like button on the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page as well if you're watching us live. Thank you. If you're listening on your favorite podcast app, go find our YouTube page, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe there, like some videos, watch some videos, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We'd appreciate that. Check out our merch, I'mFatMerch.com. I think the sale just ended last night, but there's another one coming. That's for damn sure. Actually, they sent me, let me look it up here. They did send me the sales dates for September. I will tell you right now.
Nice.
The next one is September 11th. Oh, God, too soon. Through the 15th, and then the 25th through the 29th. It'll be up to 35% off everything in our store at I'mFatMerch.com. So if you're watching now, the sale is still going on. If you're listening on Tuesday, it's over. Wait until the 11th through the 15th. I mean, you could buy them at full price. I don't care.
Right.
That's fine. I'm just saying, if you want to wait and save, you can wait and save. That's no problem. So do that. I'mFatMerch.com. We've got our Patreon. What else we got to say? What else we need to hit?
Yeah, Spotify, Patreon, the YouTube page, which you're watching right now.
All that
Like,
good stuff.
subscribe, all that stuff. Subscribe, rate, review, podcast, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Let's get into it.
Okay. Do we want to save our fun topic or do we want to do it off the top?
We can do that, or I can do a taste test off the top.
Oh, do a taste test. Yes.
All right. We went to the Pizs today.
Okay.
I don't know, how do you Chicago-fy Pizs? Is it the Pizs? Or
I
call
think
it Pete?
so.
I don't know.
I would say the Pizs.
The Pizs. All right, we went to the Pizs today,
Mhm.
and we're just getting our weekly groceries done. And Hope found these. These are Little Debbie cookies and cream brownies. Good size.
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm told. I've not tried one of these, believe it or not, because a big bag of Reese's peanut butter cups fell into my cart. I don't know what happened. All right, here we go. There it is. Let me feel this texture. All right, so it's not like I thought maybe the white would be like powdered sugar. It is
Yeah.
not powdered sugar.
Okay.
It's like a solid form of frosting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is basically
Mhm.
and a cosmic brownie with, instead of the candy pieces, it's got a cookies and cream layer on top. It's an identical brownie in terms of chocolate taste and texture. So if you like magic brownies,
Yes.
find these Little Debbie cookies and cream. They're in a very advantageously blue and white colored box to grab your attention and let you know it's
Okay.
cookies and cream. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
It's definitely Oreo. It's Oreo themed. These are good. I still think, I don't know, with Little Debbie's,
Mhm.
all these fun experimental things are wonderful. I still think a Swiss cake roll, man, is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like that. It's the thin layer of chocolate on
Mhm.
like the end cap of the Swiss cake roll that makes it.
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah. Well, yeah, you had to get another bite. I mean, that's
Oh,
just quality control.
exactly. I don't want to give a false report.
Right.
Those are,
Gotta be
yeah, that's
ethical.
really good. I think it
Yeah,
came in like a 12 pack too.
Okay. I'm here for that.
Yeah, they're good. I don't know if they're like pizza's interesting because sometimes they've got stuff you don't see anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You
Isn't
know?
pizza also fairly pricey?
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
If you shop at Pizs, you want to
Mhm.
shop the perimeters, produce, deli, frozen, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
If you start going down the aisles for like your run of the mill rice-a-roni, pasta, like that's the stuff that's a little more pricey, but the produce is super high quality. They've got like they're like butchered meats, like if you're getting chicken thighs, that stuff is really well priced. They've got like pre-marinated chicken fajitas. She's like literally you open the plastic box and like dump them in your pan and just cook them up and you're got fajitas ready to go.
Oh,
That
nice.
sort of stuff is really good quality and value. But in terms of like, let's say like cleaning supplies or those like toilet paper, those sort of things are they're not like astronomical, but the savings come on the perimeters of Pete.
Gotcha.
Yes. And I saw that movie in college, The Perimeter of Pete.
Right.
It's not what I thought it was about. I watched it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded.
That's it. That's interesting because like I think I've been to Pete's once.
Yeah.
And
I
I
love
think
it.
I think I just had sticker shock by what you mentioned, in the aisles. And I was like, we won't be doing this again.
Yeah. So we go there when it's like if we know we're going to be preparing meals throughout the week.
Yeah.
That's where we'll get that's where the value comes in at Pete's. And I just love their deli has Greenridge Farm,
Mm-hmm.
which is my favorite lunch meat brand.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say that that's cheaper, but it's probably like $8.99 a pound, which is pretty comparable to the Dietz and Watsons of the world.
Yeah.
But I just love the Greenridge Farm deli meat. And they used to have it at Mariano's and they stopped carrying it. But I love those, and they've got like jalapeno cheddar sausages you can grill up too they're pre-cooked. You're basically just warming those.
Yeah.
So they got a good selection of that brand, which I love. So that's why we make our special trip to Pete's. Usually when we need lunch meat,
Mm-hmm.
that's why we'll go there and we'll stock up on the peripheries.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. My first thing is more of a preface for how the rest of the week went.
Yes.
And it was Jay's had his mouth work done. I was at the dentist a lot. Monday, I was there for 2 hours to get 2 temporary crowns put in on like the molars as you're looking at me, unfortunately, the left side. And then Friday, I went and had another one put on one of the molars on the right side and a filling up top, just for a kicker.
So that was 2 hours each time?
Yes.
Ugh.
Maybe a hair less than that the second time when it was the crown and the molar, or the crown and the filling. So yeah, I spent basically 4 hours in the old dentist chair this week, which is too goddamn much. And Wednesday, I have to go for more.
Ugh. You mentioned the root canal.
Yeah, I got to get a root canal in one of the teeth that has a temporary crown on it. So it's not coming up Millhouse in that regard for me.
Ugh.
So that kind of that severely limited what I could eat this week. So especially those first couple days, because I'm trying I try to be really good. And one night Sam made some really good mac and cheese. And then even still, like a third of the back temporary crown cracked off. And I'm like, how? It was macaroni noodles. And it's not even like I'm chomping with the side that's, got those temporary crowns on it. I literally don't know how it happened. So
well, Sam knows she has to cook the pasta, right? You don't just pour the powder over the hard, uncooked. Right. I see Rick with like powdered noodles, like, This is great, Sam. You're still on that stage where you can't be totally honest.
Yep. Oh God. Yeah. And Rob, yes, Marty, I was helping my friend Marty with a fantasy draft yesterday. So watching me trying to eat pizza with like the middle third of my mouth, essentially, like a rabbit or something, was a thing.
Yeah.
It was not easy. And Rob clearly has children because making the appropriate joke that the appointment time was 2:30
2:30. Very
or
good.
2:30.
Right. We got it. Good job, Rob.
Yeah,
Take a
and
time
then
out.
Sam is watching, and we had Culver's for dinner tonight. So we were like, I was figuring like that burger's pretty soft overall. So if I was going to venture into the burger world, that's probably a good place to start. I succeeded. I checked afterwards, and everything is still there. But yeah, so that's kind of impeded a lot of like the opportunities to try really like a lot of different stuff because as I'll mention later, I was actually in the city for a brief time this week.
I know. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, actually,
What horrible timing for you.
Dude, I know, right? It was like in there in the city for a work conference, so that always limits like what you can do food wise. But then also for something else on Saturday, and the thing on Saturday is what I'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, so today's the first day. Knock on wood. I haven't really had any sort of discomfort with my teeth, but Lord knows that's going to change on Wednesday, and then I have to go back the week after to get the permanent crowns in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gonna, and that's only the ones that were done earlier. The one that was done later, I have to wait till the week after that because of vacation. I mean, mind you, great problem to have, but like,
Yeah, right.
still, I'm like, God.
Ugh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I'm just Marty. What is Marty, the president of the NIU Alumni Association?
Yeah, he's a big effing deal.
Is he heading up to South Bend to witness the massacre firsthand, or is he going to stay home and watch that?
I don't remember what the plan is. Actually, I got a text from both of our favorite Notre Dame fan today, Shep. About,
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing? And I was like, what are you doing for the game? And I'm like, actually, for this podcast, people would understand. We have to make a run. Sam and I have to make a run to the city to get samples for the cake.
Oh no.
Like all the different combinations of like cake and filling and all the whatever. So that will be what I'm doing on Saturday. So I'm hoping to be able time wise to be able to catch at least some of it live. But yeah, even though NIU like had a big win this weekend, it was against Western, who hasn't won a football game in like 2.5 years.
They're getting
FCS level. So I have minimal expectations.
That's, you know what? That's a good way to look at things.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. I don't even know what the spread is for that game, which is kind of an upset that I don't know what the spread is. But if it's less than like 24, that's wrong.
Notre Dame NIU spread.
Yeah.
29.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We'll see. Oh,
Yeah.
Marty says it's down to 28.5.
Yeah.
I should jump on that. Anyway, it sucks you went through the dental stuff. That's terrible.
It had to be done.
Yeah. I told you. Still waiting for that implant. July of 23 is when this odyssey began.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. At least I know I don't neglect my teeth. I just brush too hard.
See, you know what? That's like you go to a job interview and like, what's your biggest flaw? You know what? I care too much.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That is an actual manifestation of that, which is fantastic.
Right. But like it actually comes back and bites you in the ass. Like, I'm just doing a really good job, I thought. That's why I'm being super thorough.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Well, it'll be over at some point in your life.
Yes.
I'm excited about the cake tasting. I want all, and I know Sam's watching. Sam, all the pictures. We need like we might have to throw Sam on and talk about the cake tasting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool the way it is. It's like a take-home kit where they like just send you with all the options and then you just like make your selection from there.
Oh no. So you're gonna come home with like a giant box of cake?
Yeah. Of
That
like
sounds amazing.
Cake and fillings and whatever. Like I have my initial thought of, I think, what would be my choice going in from hearing some of the options today. The problem is I don't remember enough of them to be able to say it, but
Peanut butter cake with coconut.
Well, Sam's parents and her grandma were over today for dinner, and they brought up a coffee peanut butter cake, and I was just like, I hate you all.
Coffee peanut butter meaning
they're just trying to troll. They're just trying to troll me
right.
at every peanut butter and coffee. Sure,
we'll
have things Rick hates.
Peanut butter lettuce cake. That sounds delightful.
Right.
Well, that's fun.
Peanut butter ranch.
You're getting to the fun part though, where you can you're starting to taste things and get the preparation.
Yeah, we didn't even I think it was like Sam's mom wanted to start like a countdown on her phone. And we looked at it and we were like, oh shit, 200 days.
If only you knew someone who planned weddings to make it go more smoothly.
Oh, I'm not worried about that part of it. Just like, oh, we're at a nice round number.
Yeah.
How about that whole deal?
Well, that kind of goes back to our text earlier.
Yes, it does.
Nice round number. Anyway, let's get back on track here with some ad reads. We got to go to Nick and Ivy last week. Had a great time out there. Saw our buddy Fred Hubner. I think he just lives there now.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think he just has a cot like between the two bathrooms and just calls it a day and just wakes up.
The cot.
Unlocks the doors and lets the owners in. Fred Hubner lives at Nick and Ivy. So if you want to go see Fred Hubner, maybe me and Rick, head out to Nick and Ivy Brewing, 1026 South State Street in beautiful, historic downtown Lockport. Incredible craft beer. Something for everyone. Pinball machines. Incredible atmosphere, live music, trivia nights, name that tune, you name it. If there's something going on in Lockport, chances are Nick and Ivy is hosting it or behind it. It's a great neighborhood spot with great craft beer. To me, that's the best of both worlds because I've been to some craft breweries and I'm like, these people are dicks and I don't want to be here. So Nick and Ivy, not that way. I like hanging out there. I like spending time there. You will too. Go visit them, 1026 South State Street. Follow them on Instagram at Nick and Ivy Brewing. And on Facebook, their Facebook page has a ton of great info about all the events they have. It's ever changing. There's always new beer releases. So if you are a beer person, even if you're not like the biggest IPA guy or gal like me, they're going to have several beers that you will absolutely love at Nick and Ivy. So go check them out, nickivybrewing.com. All right. A couple other things I want to get to before we get to our big topic of the day.
Yes.
I was at several grocery stores lately.
Okay.
And the first time I saw this thing, I said, did I imagine that? Then I saw it again and thought, did I imagine that again? Today I checked, and this is a real thing. Our boy, Chef Boyard, is getting bougie on us. Chef Boyardee frozen meals.
What?
These are in the freezer section. So what I'm seeing on their website, and there he is, Chef Boyardee. They've got Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, Chef Boyardee chicken Alfredo, and Chef Boyardee cheese ravioli. Now these are all in. You've seen these, like they have the PF Chang's kind of bags,
sure.
Like the big thick bags. They probably got a Ziploc on the top.
I don't like this.
And I think you just dump these into a skillet and warm it up. And you have it, and it looks pretty good.
Yes, it does. However, no.
Doesn't this has been the I'm Fat Podcast, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
I know. You know what? When I see Chef Boyardee, I need crappy pasta in a can.
Yeah.
No evolution from you. You cannot come in until you get rid of these bags, and we just stick with what we know. That if anyone gets that callback, that's a callback. That's a deep cut.
Yes. Again, if I'm getting a pasta meal for my family, it's not from Chef Boyardee. It's not happening. That's not happening. No. It's like, I don't know. And it didn't seem. Let me see. Chef Boyardee frozen. I want to see how much these cost.
That.
All right, so $7 at Target, $8 at Walmart. Like, no, I'm not paying
Target
all that.
Being cheaper than Walmart. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say, I'm looking at like the reviews from Target, Instacart, Walmart. Yeah. They're all 4.5 stars.
Okay.
You know what? That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
glad people enjoy it. I'm good.
Yes.
And Steven in the chat says, I'll stick with SpaghettiOs and meatballs. That's me. That's my move.
You're goddamn right.
Are you a SpaghettiOs guy?
Every once in a great while. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't have them daily, but I usually have a can or two in my pantry at all times just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was very caught off guard by these.
I don't like that. Like when it's whether it's like whatever the parent brand of Chef Boyardee like bought somebody else and they're just using their stuff with the different branding now,
Conagra
or whether
Foods.
Yeah,
That's the brand.
that's a big old conglomeration of food.
Holy
things.
moly.
Yeah.
Slim Jim, Healthy Choice, Duncan Hines, Gardein, I don't know what that is, David, Sunflower Seeds, Hunts, Marie Callender's, my dad's favorite, Ready Whip, Vlasic, Bird's Eye, Boom Chicka Pop, Dukes, Orville Redenbacher, Swiss Miss, Snack Pack, and Banquet. And it doesn't have Chef Boyardee on here, so there must be more than that.
Okay. For one thing, two things I'm at. One, that's another great, you're old when you've actually been to a brick and mortar Marie Callender's.
I have not. I know they existed and I've seen them. I've never actually been to one though.
I went to one, not shockingly, with my grandparents. So
okay, that tracks.
So that checks out. And also the snack pack thing. One of the good things about this mouth thing, I had chocolate pudding for the first time in forever a couple days ago, and I'm like, God damn, this is good. And also, I know I've got the right one with Sam, where she had ice cream. I didn't know how the cold would be with the teeth, so I'm like, I don't want to take the chance. I'll do pudding, thinking she'd bring out one thing of it. She's like, well, it's these pudding like the snack pack puddings. You can't just have one.
No, you have to have multiple.
Yes, and that was like just understood. So that is
By the way, can we get no, Bill Cosby's not really busy these days. Can we please get Pudding Pops back?
Yeah.
Pudding Pops are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he goes away. Do Pudding Pops have to go away?
It's a great question.
Those were tremendous.
I think it's been long enough now, too, where if you brought them back, there's a fair number. Yeah, there's a fair number of people that would never even associate them with
Also, it's not like he made them. He was just an endorser.
Right.
Come on. Bring him back, Jell-O.
Right.
Jerks.
If Papa John's was able to keep their stuff going by just bringing in Shaq, can we have Shaq buy Pudding Pops now too?
Chaperone brought Papa John back too by mentioning him in a song.
Yes.
Keep it out like Papa John, I believe is the lyric.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what's the opposite of a shout out? Because Charlie is saying his wife eats SpaghettiOs and meatballs cold.
I've heard of people doing stuff.
No,
like that.
why?
No, this isn't the Depression. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, that's not necessary anymore.
Right.
Tell your wife to please warm up. It's 45, stir 45 more. This is what I learned as a child.
Yeah.
To make my own, you put the paper towels over it so it doesn't splatter in the microwave.
Sure.
45, stir it, 45, boom, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be simpler. Your wife can't wait 90 seconds for hot SpaghettiOs?
Watch your back, Charlie. That's all I would say.
Fair enough. All right. Also, another taste test, not for the show, but I tried these this week. Let me, as I dial up my photo, I'm going to use their promotional image because it's way better than the one I took with my phone.
Okay.
I tried the Dr. Pepper donuts at Krispy Kreme.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. A sidebar.
Yes.
The girl was very confused. And I said, I want one each of all the Dr. Pepper, donuts. And she's like, well, there's the cream filled and then there's like the frosted. I go, yeah, okay, so give me one of whatever exists. She's like, and then there's also like the cream filled. I'm like, great. So in the box, I get the Dr. Pepper one, which if you're watching on YouTube is the one in the middle.
Okay.
By the way, that Dr. Pepper logo is edible. It's a piece it's like candy. And I got the goalpost one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a plain, like a original glaze and a chocolate glazed.
Okay.
They never gave me this football one.
Hmm.
And the one with the goalpost had no Dr. Pepper element to it at all. So long story boring, the only one I had with Dr. Pepper was that middle one.
Yeah.
I don't know why it works. I don't know why it works, but it works. I thought it was pretty damn good. It's not something I'd probably get every time, but I got it out of curiosity. I just wanted to taste it and see like how they pulled it off. If I was to give it to you with no context and say, what is this flavor? You would say Dr. Pepper. You would get it right away.
Interesting.
Yet somehow it still works very well as a frosting. So I enjoyed it.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So if you're near a Krispy Kreme, drive through, get yourself the Dr. Pepper donuts. And if you get that cream filled one, let us know, because I was a little bit bummed that I didn't get to try that one.
Yeah.
The goalpost one is just a frosted donut. There's nothing real special about it. It's got sprinkles and frosting, but you know, I mean, it's a Krispy Kreme, so it's damn good.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that cream filled one, maybe I'll try this week because I do live right by a Krispy Kreme. Maybe that cream filled I'll try tomorrow and see if they have it. But I can recommend the Dr. Pepper donut.
Okay.
At least one of them. That's all I had.
All right. The one place that I was able to go and actually try stuff this week, I was actually in the city.
Hey.
It was like kind of like a networking event type thing. But either way, I was at the DraftKings Sportsbook at Wrigley.
Ah, yeah.
And for one thing, even if you don't want to place a bet, if you just want to go somewhere and watch games, that place is freaking incredible.
Now, I assume you've seen the one in the United Center.
I have not, actually.
Oh, that one is something. Anyway, not to derail you.
No, but I have to do that at some point.
Yes. Go see the Boo.
Yes. Well, maybe.
Go see a concert.
Yes. Yes. As on board with that as I can with the Boo right now.
All right. Fair enough.
So just for one thing, huge place.
Okay.
Plenty of seating, massive amounts of TV. So it's like you walk in and you're on, like, if you're looking at it like the left side, and then you like walk in a little bit, you turn around and you're like, oh, holy crap. The entire like wall that is like the outside on, oh God, I believe
that's,
I always forget which street it's. Is that Addison?
It's Addison. Yeah.
Okay.
Addison and Sheffield.
Yeah. So like it's the wall that goes out to Addison is just covered in TVs. So I was there they were doing like a, first college football Saturday type thing. And it was a lot of fun, and just getting to just all the screens, all the different things on said screens, and the ticker they have at the bottom going across is very clutch as well.
Yeah.
So, and plenty of drink options. Like we were up on the second floor because for this thing, the guy who organized it kind of rented out a space, which was much appreciated. And it meant free food.
Did you see Luca on the second floor?
I did not.
Over your head?
Yes.
Nice. I got one over your head.
Yes.
There's an old song.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor. That's the lyric. That's all. I live upstairs from you. That's all I remember about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Olds will get it. If you're old and got it, tell us in the chat.
Yeah, that one went over my head. So, some of the like appetizers that were just going around were like the nachos looked very good. But I did not touch the nachos. The fries, double fried, always appreciated, and
Clutch.
like very, very light on the inside. So like a very, very good fry. I had a fair amount of those, and I got the chicken quesadilla.
Ooh, exotic.
Yeah, right. It's like it feels exotic for what this week has been. Like I've had mac and cheese multiple times, like mashed potatoes.
I'll have the chicken quesadilla pureed, please. Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I feel like that one, like a chicken quesadilla, is a pretty good like thing you can try. And like with that was pretty safe. So it had the marinated citrus chicken with pickled jalapenos, and then just your cheese and your flour tortilla. So like nothing too crazy in it. But man, it was just like really, really solid. And then I had a couple boneless wings up there too. That one was a little more adventurous. The buffalo sauce, like nice and tangy, but had a good kick to it. It was like I would say, like, if I had to describe it, it would be somewhere between what you would consider a medium and a hot buffalo.
Okay.
If like for me, that it was like right at the edge of like, if it was much hotter, I probably would have wanted something a little less. So it was like right at the threshold for me. It was a very good sauce. I didn't have a burger, but I saw some people that had like other stuff. Like someone had like was like a turkey BLT and said it was very good. So there was something on the menu that when I am able, I will try. The bourbon barbecue bacon burger.
It's got you written all over it.
Yep. Applewood smoked bacon, white cheddar, Jim Beam barbecue sauce, and crispy onion.
Yeah.
Yes. That, like, I saw someone with that. It looked fantastic. And I will be having that the next time I go.
All right. I got to check. It's so funny. I've been to Wrigley's several times since that's opened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just don't venture that way because I'm usually there for an event and I want to see the game or I want to, like, it's talking about the United Center one. Like when I'm at Hawks games, there's like people who spend the whole game in there.
Oh,
like, why are you here? Like, why'd you pay for a ticket to the game to come sit? Like, you could sit at home.
That's.
I mean, it's not a giant 50 screens, but like,
mm-hmm.
you paid at least $50 to enter this building and 20 to park.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
but gambling is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, that part is a little bit weird. But also, even if you're not a gambler, you just want to go in and be right there before the game and like get a drink, have a quick meal, and then maybe go into whatever the event is at Wrigley. I think that's a great option. Like the food is like, I don't know if I would say like incredibly fantastic. I also haven't had enough of it to truly be able to say that, but like considering what a lot of people are there for, the fact that they have like legit good food, I think is a plus. And maybe something that like is kind of a stigma for a lot of like sports book type places is, well, they know they get you in there, so they don't really have to care about the quality of anything and blah, blah, blah. It looked like a ton of beer options. Like the drinks that people had, they said they were solid. Like we had a couple like beer towers in there. So I was drinking that and it was a great time. Like there's plenty of kiosks there if you want to bet. And one thing for bettors or people that are just kind of interested in maybe what could be the difference between the app and being somewhere. If you're someone like you want to put in some asinine parlay or something, the limit will be higher there than on the app.
Oh,
like I know someone that was putting in stuff for week 1 of NFL where on a certain bet, they would literally only be allowed to put like 20 cents on it.
Oh, wow.
And there they were able to put like $10 to $12.
So my question is, if you're doing a future at a place like that, do you have to then go back to cash out? Or can you do it like via the app?
That I'm not 100% sure of. I probably should know that, but I don't.
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt the show. You see this comment in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, the song you were thinking about is Luca by Susan Vega. Yes. Keith is the first person I ever did a radio show with.
Really?
Yes. Keith and I went to Lewis University together. He had the nickname of Moondog. Keith is a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Keith is a chef. Keith is a great guy. Last I saw him was at Dead & Company last summer, I think.
Okay.
But man, he was the chef. And Keith, if things have changed, let me know in the chat here. He was at Italy for a while. He worked in Colorado for a while. He's been all over the world.
Oh, wow.
Cooking, chefing it up. Just a great guy. Seeing his name, like, just brought like joy to my heart. He's like one of those guys where you see him every like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, anyway, as I was saying, when I last saw you,
yes,
dude,
and it's so funny, like the chef part of it, that makes me think of, I've brought him up a couple times, like my pledge father, Joe Biskey, who has a great fat guy name. But also like, he's just one of those guys where I haven't talked to him forever, but like he's become a chef and he's gone all like, I forget where he's working now, but it's like, he's not even in the area anymore, but just like, it's not like happy when you see those people succeed.
Yeah.
And like kind of find their place and do what they want to do and do it well. Like Joe's that type of guy for me where like, you don't think to necessarily talk to them that often, but man, when you see them, you're like, God damn, am I happy I saw that person?
Yeah, that's exactly how Keith is. And we used to do our shows together. We would play Dead music. He introduced me to a band called Liquid Soul, which is a big Chicago band. Liquid Soul. It's a band with horns.
Yes.
We played them on a radio show all the time, and just we're goofed off. College radio, just goofed off. We did a 24-hour marathon once together. So yeah, we had good times, me and Keith. And my favorite thing about Keith is he had this long distance girlfriend, and they would just talk on the phone all night. And then I would walk by and I would see Keith phone. He's laying on his bed and he's asleep with the phone to his ear. And I'd pick up the phone. And I go, good night. And just hang up his phone for him. I probably did that no less than a dozen times in our time in Lewis. And he said, I'm going to make him cry. No, I'm not making you cry. It's good memories. It's good times. And he's the one who planted this radio seed. So for that, screw you, Keith. I hate you. No,
Jay, do you want to have a career where you think you'll be fulfilled and you won't make any money?
Or it takes you for 23 years to make a respectable salary? Follow me.
I will say this so you don't have to. And I will use the language. I don't care. It is a fucking crime what you got paid at the Score. An absolute crime.
Yeah. Well,
for the work that you did, it is a crime.
Well,
especially when I work, but now mind you, like I see more like TV salaries and stuff, and I know that's a little bit apples and oranges.
It's different, right?
But like when I see what like a similar position there makes, and then like what radio does, I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Well, Rick, as we were told all the time, is there's a lot of people that would love to have your job, and it's a privilege to work here. So just suck it up and take it. So, and frankly, I didn't know any better.
Exactly.
It's the only place I ever worked. So, there was one day where I found out that Dennis Gambino, who had been there a year and I had been there for 10, was making like $6,000 more than I was. So I went to management and I was like, hey, what's this? Like, that's your salary? I go, you're going to pretend like you didn't know my salary? Like, you had to sign my checks, don't you? You had to balance the budgets every year, don't you? Weird HR guy with a dragon tattoo on his leg.
Yeah. Oh, believe
me. Says racist stuff at a party.
That doesn't narrow it down that much.
I don't remember that guy's name. I remember what he looks like. Looks like a penis. Anyway, we're off track. It's really good to see. It's really good to see Keith in the chat. But yeah, Keith, let us know where you are cooking, chefing, and we'll come visit you. I mean, like we need an excuse.
Yes.
But yeah. Okay, let's take a break. We're a little because I got a Wrigley story for you too.
Okay.
Fredo's Culinary Kitchen. We have told you forever about the IMFAT line of products, the great pizza, the incredible mozzarella sticks, all that stuff. Did you know that they offer personal chef services? So if you're let's say you're having a big holiday party with a massive family or family reunion, or like we did with Hope's grandma, 100th birthday, or whatever it might be, Fredo's can go to where you're at, cook everything, prepare everything, serve everything, and clean it all up so you don't have to. And the best part about it is it's Fredo's food.
Yes.
So if you're interested in that, go to fredospizza.com, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see how to get in contact for the personal chef services. And if you're not yet into that, just go visit Fredo's. Get yourself some IMFAT stuff. Get yourself the mod sticks. Get yourself the Cajun bites. And when you place your online order, use the code IMFAT. You'll save 10% every time. But I've had the opportunity once or twice at Scorehouse. See, again, these are the things I get to do, even though I don't make a lot of money. I do get to go to Scorehouse. I have attended World Series games for free. So there were some perks, right? Some price.
Glad I was in the job long enough to get the perks.
But Mitch popped for a big like company meal where he had 2 personal chefs come in Arizona and like just cook for us all night. It was amazing. So having that, especially from the people at Fredo's who do it for a living and make the wonderful food at Fredo's, no brainer. If you're in the market for something like that, or maybe it's the first time you ever thought of it, get together with your family and say, hey, if we all, I got, like my dad's got 9 siblings. If they all popped in to get a personal chef for Christmas or Thanksgiving, that would be incredible. Check it out, fredospizza.com for all that information. All right, so I went to Wrigley on Thursday, and let me tell you, buddy, Pearl Jam,
Mm-hmm.
they put on a damn show. It's the second official time I saw Pearl Jam, third total. I saw them at like one of the first Lollapaloozas, like when Lala traveled.
Okay.
I saw Pearl Jam as part of like a massive festival, you
Mhm.
know. But I've seen them twice in terms of like I am here to see Pearl Jam. And hot damn, do they put on a great show. And if you've not been to Wrigley for a concert, I thought maybe because the band I saw the most there was Dead and Company,
Mhm.
and they spare no expense on the audio quality. Like, like wherever you're going to go, they've been doing live shows for 60 effing years. They know how to do it. So I sort of would chalk up like the great sound quality to that. Pearl Jam, you can hear every lyric, you can hear every word Eddie Vedder said, and they love playing there so much. You could just sense how happy they are to be there.
Yeah.
So I had a brat at the show, but before that, we went to Tunes, which I've
Okay.
driven by 1,000 times. It's on Southport, maybe like Southport and Grace ish, that area.
Okay.
You drive by it a million times.
Mm-hmm.
We got the wings, we got some nachos, it's just basic stuff, but it was really good. And what I liked about it too is like it was a little bit off the beaten path a little bit. Like Southport is obviously, I think, a half mile west of Wrigley, but then as you go south or north of Addison, even in Wrigleyville, things sort of die down a little bit. Like if you go to on Clark Street, like G-Man or Bernie's, they're not usually as insane as some of the stuff the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed the basic bar food at Tunes, but they had like good beer selection, great wait staff. Like we were seated right away, and this is like maybe 90 minutes before Pearl Jam went on stage.
Nice.
So yeah, it was cool. So if you're looking for something like real fast casual around a Cubs game, or you're just in that area, it's
Mhm.
about Southport and Grace. It's called Tunes, TOON''S. Good, real basic, down and dirty bar food, good value, all that stuff. So check that out. But man, even if you're like lukewarm on Pearl Jam, try to see them once live in your life. Because I feel like every time I've seen them live, it has sort of reignited my passion for the band.
Yeah.
They're one of those ones that they're just so much better live than they are. Not better, but they're so great live. And the energy is so massive that you're like, oh shit, I forgot how great these guys were.
Yeah.
Like a band you take for granted a little bit. So if you get the opportunity, go see Pearl Jam and do it at Wrigley, because Wrigley has been a really impressive concert venue. Because they've got speakers like we were in 206.
Mm-hmm.
So the upper deck underneath it has like its own speaker system. So you're not just like depending on what's blasting from the stage.
Yeah.
The entire concourse is speakered. So it's great. Yeah, Wrigley's a really good place for a show. Really good.
Well, at least they've got something effective on the field.
Are we talking about come on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna talk baseball right now, Sox fan boy.
Oh, I have watched less than one game all year. I literally could not give less of a shit. So yeah. Should we do our fun topic?
Let me check my notes, see if there's anything I need to hit.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
Why? Let me ask you this too.
Okay.
Have you found that when you were younger, Barks root beer wasn't your favorite, and now that you're older, you like it the best?
Yes.
I wonder why that is.
That's a great question. Yeah, because
there's like, I feel like there's more complexity to Barks.
Yeah.
Than your standard other root beers, where it's like the mug and the A&W are a little more straightforward.
Sure.
Barks has like a little bit of nuance to it.
Yes. Yeah, like for me, it was I was an A&W guy. But yeah, now with Barks, yeah, I would say that I do like that the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Sam's busting my chops. Stoner thoughts with Jay Zawoski. Shut up. I was not high at the moment I had that thought. I may have been high around that moment.
Right.
But in that specific moment, I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know me, Sam. She does a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Before we get to the big topic of the day,
Okay.
let's talk about our friends at Mazda of Orland Park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having one of those days where I have like my gas lights on. I'm just like, meh, I'll figure it out.
Yep.
I like that it's got the like 28 miles, 27 miles.
Yeah,
26
exactly.
miles.
Although,
Hey,
okay,
dumbass, fill your tank.
So what is the number to where you are like, okay, now I have to go?
Now,
When you're in like the mid-20s?
when the light goes on, I start to panic.
Okay. If I get under 100, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be cognizant of this. And then when I get to like 50, I'm like, I need to go now.
Oh, yeah. I very rarely get to the point where the light goes on. But when the light goes on, like it's going to be the first thing I do in the morning is go get gas before I do anything else. It's right on the way to work. All right. I just want to get my Barks thought out there.
Yeah.
But Mazda of Orland Park, go get yourself a Mazda. The CX-30, the 2022. That's what I drive in a 2015 CX-5. Just hit the 60,000 mile threshold on the CX-30 in very short order because I drive a lot because they're super reliable vehicles. I love them. They last forever. I've had very few, knock on wood, like major maintenance problems on either vehicle. And I think that's why, aside from my incredible customer experience for Mazda of Orland Park, just the reliability of the vehicle itself is great. And if something does go wrong, you don't want anyone else to service it aside from Mazda of Orland Park. They do a great job. They don't cheat you. They are very transparent with what they're repairing. So go check them out right there on 159th Street in Orland Park. Visit MazdaofOrlandPark.com.
Sports Genius 38 puts a very interesting comment in the chat that I had no idea of. Root beer floats are now bottomless at Red Robin.
So I have bottomless fries and root beer floats.
You're never going to leave.
Oh my God. That's bad.
Yeah. I mean,
Diabetes, heart failure, high blood pressure.
Worth it.
yes. Also, a reason to go to Red Robin. Because, man, I used to go a fair amount. Now, mind you, I don't think there's one as close to me as there used to be. But also, and I know we railed on this like years ago, get your shredded lettuce away from my burger.
Yeah.
It's awful.
No, it becomes a goo.
Yes.
I don't want goo on my burger.
Right. All right.
Without asking for it.
There's another comment that I'm just going to leave right there. All right.
I appreciate you for that.
Yes. All right. Let's get to our. I was excited for this topic once I saw it posted on the fan page, and it was essentially, what is the best looking animated food? Like the food that on anything animated that you're like, I want to eat that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we both had. I think everybody has this. Of you immediately have one that comes to mind.
I immediately have one, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. First off, have you ever seen the movie Turning Red?
No.
The Disney movie.
No.
Okay. Well, there's a scene in that movie where the family cooks. And the level of detail.
That movie. Yes. Yes. I remember, was it in the previews or something? Or do we talk about this once before?
I feel like we talked about, because this scene was getting a lot of hype.
Yes.
About how much like care and attention the animators made into the food preparation. This, to me, when I saw this scene, I was like, you have got, like, I felt like I could smell the scene.
Yeah.
And again, this is animated, so the scene from Goodfellas in the prison is eliminated.
See, Sam, that's
everybody
a scene,
would go.
That's a scene where they made food in the prison. You have to explain that to jerks that haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, Sam, I know that there's nothing more annoying than people saying, you never saw this movie? What's wrong with you? Like, it annoys me. It annoys everybody. I don't want to, if I wanted to watch The Wire, I would have watched The Wire.
Right.
I didn't watch Breaking Bad. I know it's great. I know I'm missing it, but really, Goodfellas is like another level. Because it almost feels like without seeing Goodfellas, you're missing there's like a cultural void.
Yes.
Because there's so many iconic moments in that movie.
And members of the cultural void.
And members of the Iconics. I don't know. I'm sure it's a band somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, Turning Red has my favorite food scene in it.
Okay. So mine
Yes. I like
immediately,
yours.
and I can generalize it. Anytime they're eating meat in Tom and Jerry,
Mhm.
there is the giant ass steak, which
Yes.
was the first thought that I had.
The steak.
The
I'm getting
steak. And I know that, like, I sent a couple pictures of stuff to Jay just for those that don't have the old reference point, like the giant. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like there would be scenes where like the bone in the middle would like fall out or something like that. Would yes, like the steak, and then also just like the spiral ham. Look at that.
Yeah. The way the ham would just like slide off. It was just perfectly.
Yeah.
You talk about perfect animation for the time.
Mm-hmm. And I was sitting next to Sam. So, like, yes, for one thing, Tom and Jerry in general, fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Like, if I were to just be like flipping through and see that there's reruns of the old stuff on, I would watch it now.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
No doubt. Sam's first answer that she had was actually one that when we then like looked up what other people's answers would be after we gave ours, was a very popular one. And it's one that I believe was if Matt put it in the chat. The pizza, specifically the cheese pull from a Goofy movie.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's one that like again, for her it was immediate. That was the thought. And that was like a very popular one that I had kind of I had forgotten about. So I feel bad for forgetting about it.
I've never seen a Goofy movie. That's my age though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that is more my age and a little younger.
But that does look tremendous. Don't get me wrong.
Yes. So that was definitely another one. And then another one that I thought of that is not the level of Tom and Jerry. This is Ron Stoppable from the show Kim Possible.
Okay.
And whenever there'd be like, hey, we need to go eat anywhere, like, they're basically for any show, whether it's because of creating sets or for the animation purposes, it's a Bueno Nacho is the restaurant, and that is a Naco. So the description on a Kim Possible like fan page thing was nacho cheese and tortilla chips, traditional taco fillings in a tortilla shell with the corners pulled up.
I would have that.
Yes. It seems delicious. And that was all Ron would eat. And his naked mole rat Rufus. So that was another one where I'm like, yes, I absolutely want that. And it just became like part of a bit within the show.
Yeah. Hope has hers too. Princess and the Frog. The beignets that Tiana makes.
So
one of hers.
I saw like a picture of that. I haven't seen the movie. But
it's good.
Yeah, those look fantastic.
And I think she loves that. And the other thing too is there was also like a gumbo scene.
Ooh, okay.
And Hope, because of her shellfish allergy, can't have gumbo, which sucks. It's a miserable. There's very few things I'm like, God, I hope that never happens to me. Gluten-free is one, and shellfish and like not being able to eat something I love is another.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the gumbo from Princess and the Frog. So there's some good ones.
That looks good.
A lot of people, Steamed Hams says Russ, our unpaid producer. And James says, give me the rack of ribs. It tips the Flintstones car over.
Yes. That's a great one. So send yours in, imfatpod@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail with yours, 708-858-3314, because that's a fun one that we're going to get a bunch of different answers and stuff like the ribs on the Flintstones car. I would have never thought of, but it's a great call.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones that like really, there's just something about that scene in Turning Red where they're just like, they chop the lettuce and like the water like shoots off the lettuce and like, oh man, it just hits every taste bud. It's incredible. It's a good movie too. Turning Red is good. All right. Is it time to ask the Fats?
It is.
All right.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy Charlie the Big Guy. If you want to leave us a message, the number 708-858-3314. And here is Charlie with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have applewood smoked bacon, jalapeno garlic, cherry Dr. Pepper, and French toast coming by the end of the weekend, next weekend. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, spicy, apple butter, and peach.
Yeah.
Gift cards are available on the website. Place your orders there. You'll get a code to send to whomever or yourself, but they are up there and available for you to purchase. The big news that we've been teasing for a few weeks is we are very, very close to doing this full time. And I can't appreciate you guys any more than we do. And then, got to keep them coming. Hopefully we can get this thing off the ground and quit my day job. Thanks for a great month. Hope everybody had a wonderful International Bacon Day.
Duh.
No matter what day you celebrate, not that it needs its own day.
Every day.
For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie, the Bacon Guy.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, we've known that for a little while. We weren't able to say anything, but yeah, it looks like Charlie is going to take it full time. So jump on, be a hipster, be a Charlie the Bacon Guy hipster. Jump on board early and get yourself some bacon. And again, if you order enough, he'll make it for you, whatever flavor you see in that bacon vault. And the ground bacon,
It's so versatile.
chili season, gang. It's here. Nothing is more difficult than chopping bacon, whether it's raw or whether it's cooked. It's very hard to chop up properly for your chili. With the ground bacon, you take a little teaspoon, blop right there in the pan, do 15 of those, call it a day. It makes everything so much easier. I cannot wait to make. What's the weather going to be for the first Bears game? Do we know?
Well, we should know. Hold on. Let's check the old weather app because the first Bears game is this Sunday.
Sunday. Do I care though? Even if it's not cold. 65?
65 the high, into the 40s at night.
Hell yes.
Wait,
I will make chili.
So hold on. You're telling me it's chili season?
It's officially chili season, yes.
Hold on, I'll be
Get your
back.
hat. Get your orange hat. There he goes. Let's see how long it takes Rick to get his hat. 57:05, we're counting, and we'll tell you how long it takes. Let's see how far away Rick Camp keeps his chili time hat, courtesy of my bestie, Jill Leahy, who got us those for the Homewood Chili Cook-Off that we judged. Oh, he's gone a while. I don't know if he's in the garage or what's going on. And our friend Charlie the Big Guy, by the way, points out, there he is, chilly weather tonight. And Sam chimes in with F my life with this hat.
Let me tell you, that is a front, because if she's able to hold herself back from busting into this room and just taking me right now, that'll be great on Sam.
Hey, the bed's right there, man. Just turn the camera over. We'll blur it out.
Yeah. I told her that I'm like, listen, at some point in time, I am going to go mow the grass in my white dad New Balances that I bought specifically for grass cutting shoes, or if I ever did utility work, that type of thing. Wear those, wear this hat, and wear a shirt that has her face on it and be like, my fiance, or she chose me, or something like that.
I'm trying to find Hope's uncle I took a picture of it and I actually sent it to Spice Adams.
Nice.
I don't know if I still have it on my phone. It is literally a rack of New Balance, or maybe they're Nike Monarchs at varying levels of wear. There's probably 5 or 6 different pair. Oh, please tell me this is in here. I'm going through all my Google photos right now, and it was a while ago. So, oh, come on. It's so good. But yeah, I like that. I think Sam, she pretends like it wouldn't be the hottest thing that's ever happened in her life, but
right.
That's
Let's be honest.
Undeniable sexiness.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that the computer hasn't shorted out yet is probably a good sign for the stability of this computer long term. But yeah. I think maybe the only thing that could turn her on more is if I turned it backwards too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And that might turn me on. I'm glad I'm not looking. Trying to find this. I'm never gonna find this. If I find it, I'll tweet it out. It is amazing.
Ooh, Charlie's got the idea. That shirt is an easy wedding gift.
I think you should wear it underneath your tuxedo shirt.
Oh yeah.
So when the moment
That's a given.
comes for the first time on the wedding night, of course.
Oh yeah,
just-
for the first dance. Yeah, I just.
Oh, I'm not talking about the first dance.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Action Jackson time.
Oh,
And you just boom, just rip the tuxedo shirt off because it's winter anyway.
Right.
Man. See?
Yep.
All right. Well, your hat has inspired me. It is time for chili. I'm making chili for the first Bears game.
Awesome.
But that's not why you called. We have a voicemail to get to, and here it is.
Hey, Fats. Another Jay from Northern Illinois. A couple episodes ago, you had mentioned about the Taco Bell with the caramel apple empanada on the link. I was the one who left you the link in February that basically said there's going to be a vote on that or the Mexi Melt, and that should be sometime around Halloween. So vote like a Chicagoan. Vote early, vote often, and have your dead relatives vote on that. Other than that, we went to my family and I went to California for a 2-week vacation. I totally agree with your take on In-N-Out Burger. It's good. It's solid. Nothing groundbreaking. Out there, I would say there's a couple chains I would prefer over that. One would be Fat Burger, which happened to open a location in Orland Park on LaGrange Road recently, and they're opening another one somewhere in South Chicago. The other one is called Habit Burger. That was like really good because their fries and onion rings were excellent. Other than that, probably the best thing I had on my vacation was in San Diego. Went to a place called the Taco Stand in downtown San Diego. They have all sorts of maybe 7 or 8 different locations and a couple in Orange County, I believe. Had some grilled fish tacos. It was absolutely amazing. Also, their El Pastor taco was probably the best El Pastor I ever had. The flavors were vibrant. So just giving you a heads up there. All right, Fats, love the show. Have a good one.
Good stuff. Thank you. So Fat Burger, isn't that the one that Kanye owns?
I don't know.
Kanye West Burger. I'm telling you, he used to own a burger joint. Or at least he was like an investor or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so in Fat Burger in Orland, I feel like it was there and then it closed and then it reopened. So because it closed, I'm kind of like, do I want this? But Russ, our buddy Russ Schneider, who is my go-to on all things food, says Fat Burger for the win. So I'm gonna have to try it. All right, I can do that. I'm down.
Oh, I have to give one added note on the hat situation. Like a couple, because of, lag time and all that, I bust out of this room and I'm like just about to enter the bedroom across the hall. And I just hear from downstairs, oh no.
Damn it, Neil's over there? Oh no. I don't think Sam likes the hat.
Yeah, no green apple quick steps for me.
She'll come around.
Yeah.
They always do. All right, let's get to the email section and wrap this, whatever this is, up.
Okay.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
First one comes from our pal Lance Levine, who says, esteemed fellow carnivores, not really a question this time, just an observation. In the past episode, former fat, shut up, Jay mentioned the frozen fruity dessert multiple times, always pronouncing it sherbet. Now, as a wordsmith and author, I know this is the correct pronunciation. Hats off, Jay. I'm sure you ace Reese's Pieces too, but as a Chicagoan, is it not sherbet? I hate to see you further ostracized by the community. It is sherbet. It is called sherbet. There is no extra R in there. I know a lot of people call it sherbet. It is not sherbet. It's sherbet. I will say, though, he's pointing out the Reese's thing. I will say Reese's Pieces, but it's almost because it's like, it's unintentional.
Yeah.
It just kind of comes out that way sometimes. I know it is Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. I view sherbet as like GIF in a way.
Sure.
Because like I don't get at anybody for saying it either way. Now I'll admit I grew up with it being sherbet. And it's just kind of always been that for me.
Yeah.
So whatever. But yeah, it's very much like I know that sherbet is correct? Yes. But if I'm just in conversation, it would take me forever to spit out sherbet instead of just saying sherbet and just moving on. Just like me saying GIF takes a lot because it's a GIF. The guy who made it is wrong. It's GIF.
I agree with that. It's GIF, but it's sherbet also.
Okay. So here we go. From Russ, it's one of these pick 3 out of 9.
Yes, and by the way, I'm putting an image from our Google Drive on here because it's the best I can do in short notice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. So we've got a Chicago hot dog, deep dish pizza, Italian beef, Garrett's popcorn, Malort. One. I should have just reached for the mute, but instead I was a hack and didn't. What are we looking at? A Polish?
Oh, it's like a Polish, yeah.
Yeah. Tavern style. What is the bottom middle one? I don't know why I'm having problems.
Yeah, it's like a sub, like an Italian
it's like
sub.
A sub. Okay. And rainbow cone. So pick 3, Jay.
This is not hard for me. I'm taking tavern style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Italian beef, and I'm taking the Chicago hot dog. I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, get the Malort out of here.
Yeah, Malort's there as a space holder. I love rainbow cone, but in doses.
Yes, agreed.
Polish, I could take or leave.
Yeah.
I also feel like the floor on a sub, like if I'm only eating JP Graziano subs or something like that, like Bari or D'Amato's or somewhere like a high up Chicago Italian sub, okay, that's different. But I just feel like the variance on a sub is very big. It could be Potbelly, you know what I mean? So give me the tavern style, give me the Italian beef, and give me the Chicago dog.
I'm actually doubling up my pizza. I'm going 2-3-7. Give me deep dish, give me tavern style, and give me the Italian beef.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Russ, for the record, says 3-7-6, which is beef tavern style and the sandwich. So there you go. That's what Russ goes with.
6 is the Polish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, 3-7-6. Yeah. So the Italian beef, the tavern style, and the Polish. I know what numbers look like. I went to college. Speaking of college, Keith texted me on the side. He is still at Italy. So if you're at Italy, say, yes, I'd like to speak to Moondog. And they'll say, who? And you'll say, Keith. And I'll say, okay, but he's busy. I'll say,
Chef Moondog.
Chef Moondog, yes. Oh, man, he's the best. I wish you and Keith could meet someday. Yeah. You guys would hit it off. He's an awesome guy. He's like the embodiment of Jeffrey Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, hey, man, there's a beverage here. Like, that's before I saw the Big Lebowski, I met Keith. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway. Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, see, the 8 might be the Jim Shoe sandwich.
Okay.
Which I've never had.
Same.
So it's Italian beef, gyro, and corned beef. I just don't have a place near me that serves this.
Yeah.
Or if they do, I just don't know it.
True.
All right. You know what? This is going to be a goal for me this week. I'm going to find a gym shoe. And then I'm going to put them on. And I'm going to go find a gym shoe sandwich. Oh, there's one in West Inglewood. All right, I'll go there. That should go well for me. I think. All right, we got one more email before we wrap things up. This is from Ryan. He says, Fats, I have a real dilemma. There's a new Popeyes open right next to a Wingstop. Which do you go to? For what it's worth, for me, I tried Popeyes and it was super slow. Well, that's part of the experience, Ryan.
Yeah.
And Wingstop typically has a killer $5.99 for 3 tenders, fries, and a Coke lunch deal, or an $8.99 lunch chicken sandwich meal. It's not a contest for these locations. Look, man, if you're looking for service, Popeyes is not your spot.
No, it's not.
Like, you're going to be there a while, and it may not be correct the first couple times.
Right.
I'll say this. if you're going for wings, like if you want a buffalo chicken sandwich or boneless wings or bone-in wings, whatever, yes, Wingstop.
Yes.
But if you want traditional fried chicken,
Popeyes.
Popeyes is the move.
Also, man, the deals at Wingstop are so good. Like Sam and I will get a like 20-piece boneless, and it comes with a fry, and we'll like a cheese, and we'll have it be a cheese fry, and it's like not even $20.
Oh, it's
like
the
I think
deals
the deal
there are insane.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the last time we went. Here, I'm going to pull up our last order. Okay. We got 30 boneless, a large seasoned fry, and it comes with ranch, veggie sticks, and then I got 5 more boneless wings. All that was $50.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's with tip. I threw the subtotal of that was $42. The 30-piece boneless crew pack, which is the 30 boneless, the large fry, and the veggie sticks, is $38.49.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a great deal. Wingstop is. It's one of those it's not only high quality, high value, which is why I've been so. I keep sending you pictures. Charlie's cheesesteak and wings. I just can't get. I keep trying it. I must be missing something. This must be bad.
Yeah,
and I'm just not noticing it. Every time I go there, I like it more, and the value is incredible. So if you got one of those by you, or you got a Wingstop by you, eat it. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
I'm good. I'm good at my job.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
There we go.
Either way, follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod at gmail.com. Check out Spotify, Patreon, if you like, and I'mFatMerch.com. Find our merch, get it, or don't, and look for other people's merch on TeePublic, but use our link because then we still get a little bit of a kickback. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast, where you're watching us live right now, or if you're listening, make sure you go over, subscribe, like each video, and we need some help with that those hours listened, because it's a hefty number to have to reach.
Yeah,
we specialize in hefty, but
I saw Lawrence was talking about that too with the House of L thing. He's having the same issue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what the problem is, and maybe we got to fix this. We don't make enough YouTube shorts.
I think that's part of
that's the accrual
algorithm and doing that type of thing is doing the shorts and all that.
I posted a video on Instagram of Metallica walking out from backstage to the stage.
Yeah,
it's got 75 hours viewed. It's a 16-second video.
Wow,
it's insane. I keep getting medals. I'm I don't care. This doesn't give me any money.
Right.
But that's what we got to do. I got to figure out how to do that.
Okay. And you can subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe to the regular podcast feed, because that's the way we do know how to juke the numbers. And then leave us the old 5-star rating and review. We've gone a little bit without one of those, so if we can get one of those, that would be fantastic. And one of the best things you can do is check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick. Sam can't resist this hat, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
Stay clear of the breakfast burritos. Too much of the chilaquiles.
I never know how long we're on.